up for all times. Let's look to both. Shake hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 3-minute rounds for the vacant WBO Intercontinental Super Featherweight Championship.
Well, a relatively important belt on the line this evening. Maybe not for the weight worldwide that it carries, but it could lead Paul Appleby to a showdown with Ricky Burns, who holds the full WBO Super Featherweight title. This fight's designed to get Appleby into the WBO's top 15, and then there could be an East Coast West Coast clash on the cards in 2011. Both Appleby and Burns have talked up a fight between the two. They're former sparring partners, former friends as well, but friendships put aside generally in business when there's money to be made. And given the support that Paul Appleby's brought here this evening, it could be a lucrative fight against Burns. He's a popular guy, former British featherweight champion, now stepped up to super feather. Just to get past this tall, lanky Ghanaian though, first of all. Joseph Laryea, who's in a rather startling pair of pink shorts. Appleby's in the more conventional white ones. Colin Hart joins me ringside. First thoughts, Colin?
Well, Ghanaian looks like a human hairpin. He's no flesh on his bones whatsoever. But he's prodding out a long left jab, and he's got an ungainly style, the Ghanaian, who I don't think he's ever been outside of Ghana, certainly not to fight. I wonder if he's ever seen snow before. There's been plenty of it up here this week.
Yeah, a bit different from Accra, where he's had most of his fights.
Well, having watched him for about a minute or so, he's certainly not another Azuma Nelson, that's for sure.
Well, few would be, I suppose, Colin, to be fair. Nelson, one of the greats. I'll take your point, he had his legs stiffened a little bit earlier. The first meaningful shot that Appleby landed, really. Seemed to rearrange the furniture downstairs for Laryea. He lost a fairly wide points decision against Maxwell Owuku, who we saw take on Liam Walsh at York Hall just a couple of months ago. You would guess that he's a level down from Owuku, who Walsh beat. Although, to be fair, it was a tough fight. Appleby expected to win this one.
I mean, Appleby 2 years ago was named Best Young Boxer of the Year by the Boxing Writers Club, so we know him well, and we know he's talented, and although he's only lost once, and he came back from that defeat to have two very good inside the distance wins, and he's finding that long body of Laryea's an easy target so far with the left hook.
You can't really miss him at the moment. Did you vote for him, Colin?
Sorry?
Did you vote for him?
Oh, yeah. Did I vote? No, I didn't. I didn't vote for Appleby. He won. I voted, I can tell you, I voted for Cleverly. And I think he won by one vote.
Certainly tight. There's a lot of talented young boxers around at the moment. And Appleby's certainly one of them. We're just watching Dean Powell in the corner go to work on it. Just a little bit of damage under Appleby's eyes there. A stiff jab of Laryea's. Certainly the Scotsman's opening round, Colin.
Oh yeah, I can see him breaking Laryea in half with those body shots, and that will slow him right down, and then he can go to work on his head.
There's not much on Appleby either, is he? He's a bit of a beanpole himself, but he looks as if he's been.
He's got much longer reach, Laryea, but I don't think he's got the power to keep Appleby off of him.
Appleby, decent record, 14-1, 9 stoppages. Laryea 13-4 with 11 stoppages. As we said, none of those wins or losses, in fact, have come outside of Ghana. A bit of an unknown quantity. Sometimes they come over, these Ghanaians, and they fold in a couple of rounds. Some of them are tougher though. Give our prospects
Appleby's really
test.
working on the body. He's hurt.
He felt that
He's
one.
hurt Laryea.
There's a left hand that the Ghanaian really felt. Another one goes in. Just got clipped, I think, with a left hand, Appleby.
Yeah, because he got wild, didn't he? He's thrown a couple of wild right swings that missed, and Laryea took advantage.
Yeah, just slowed the onslaught down. Back to normal service has been resumed here. Now again, Appleby wails away. Recent signing with Frank Warren. Gets caught again though with a left hand, I think. And the jab comes out. It's a stiff jab from Laryea. Appleby just needs to take his time here.
Yeah, it's a 12-round fight, and as you say, he's got plenty of time, but he seems to be overexcited. He seems to be trying to finish off Laryea very early indeed.
Well, it was almost like a rush of blood went to his head, didn't it, Colin, as soon as he had his man hurt. Oh, that was a low blow.
Laryea didn't complain, I must
No, he
admit,
didn't.
but it did certainly look a low one.
Came back with a good right hand, in fact. Even round this. Well, perhaps Laryea will be one of those African fighters who just put up some stiff resistance.
They are unknown quantities, some of them, aren't they? They come out of, I don't know, they just come out the bush, I think.
It's a terrific production line, that fight scene in Accra, with lots of guys coming over. Some better than others.
Well, he's boxed well this round, Laryea, I must say. After taking a lot of body shots early on, he's come back and he's using his jab quite effectively.
Certainly not finding Appleby hard to hit. Signed with Frank Warren earlier this year, Appleby. He's recorded 2 stoppage wins. Or got caught with a
That was
right
a good
hand.
round for Laryea.
It was.
In fact, I
Appleby's,
think he might have won that.
Marks up under both eyes as well.
He's reduced his
Just
single
cut as
jab.
well.
Make him miss with them and block them. He make him miss them and we get inside them. Once you've worked them over, when we roll out,
Dean Powell working on the cut there.
You go back in a straight line. You got probably one shot because you get back in a straight line. Your right hand. Yeah, sir. Okay? Yes, sir. Yeah, that's it.
See if we can see how bad it is.
Doesn't look that bad, but psychologically it doesn't do a fighter any good at all to know that he's been cut. Because and we'll see the punch, a straight right down the pipe on that replay. It may have been a clash of heads that caused the cut, but it's not a serious one yet.
Appleby looks like the kind of fighter who might mark up though, Colin, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily in this fight then, as his career progresses. Yeah, that cut's open again. And the blood will trickle into the eye from there, I think.
And of course, the African will certainly aim his jab at it and try and make it worse. And again, he just landed another left jab on it.
Appleby just dabbed at his eye there as well. And this jab does look a potent weapon, doesn't it, for Laryea? And he's got this height advantage over Appleby. Sense here that he can keep him at range and outbox him. He lost every round against Awuku.
So, as you know, Ian, they say boxing's all about styles. And Urugu's style probably didn't suit this guy, where Appleby's style does.
That's better from Appleby.
Yeah,
Not so good there.
He took the left and the right to their face.
And all the time he walks backwards, Appleby. He ain't going to be winning the fight.
Well, I think Laryea's having another very good round with the jab. And he's backing Appleby up all the time.
I'll tell you what, he makes talk of a fight between Appleby and Burns a bit premature as well. Burns' trainer Billy Nelson did say to me a couple of weeks ago that it wouldn't even be a race if the pair met. Appleby may be more of a work in progress. Oh, he felt that.
There's a stiff left jab. I'm afraid he's getting on top, Mr. Laryea.
Well, Appleby at the moment looks as if he's been about 15 rounds. The fight's only 3 rounds old. Worrying times then for Paul Appleby. He just keeps on getting picked off by that jab. He's wild with his punches himself.
And of course, the African, many thousands of miles from home, is gaining in confidence as well.
Well, it makes those body shots easier to swallow, doesn't it, when you can see that you're causing your opponent these problems. Good shots from Appleby. And now he takes a solid shot of his own. The Ghanaian's corner are getting very excited.
There's no doubt who's won this round.
In the sort of first round, Appleby's best shots were really getting through, but they're not causing a problem at all now to Laryea, and he's coming through with punches of his own. Dean Powell goes to work on that cut in the corner again. Let's see if we can hear what he's saying.
Now listen to what Terry's saying to you. We've got to roll out after we work him. We're getting caught on the way back. You beat this guy to the jab. When he's coming in, pump your jab nice and quick, beat him to the jab. And when he's jabbing, as Dean says, you have to dip to your left and make him miss. Make him miss, sir.
Well, I think there's some concern in that corner.
Hook to the head, hook to the body.
Absolutely, Colin. Make him miss, says Dean Powell and Terry McCormack. He didn't make him miss much in that round, did he, Colin? He could barely miss him.
I don't know whether Appleby thought he could blow this Ghanaian away very, very early, but it hasn't worked. And the Ghanaian's going to work again, that long trombone left jab, following right cross. And then suddenly he switches and sticks out his right down the pipe.
Another good jab there from Laryea, and another one. Appleby was told by his corner to beat Laryea to the jab, but it's just not happening at the moment. You can sense an unlikely upset here. The corner becoming more and more animated. Oh, good body shot though, that from Appleby.
But he missed with 4 shots there, you know. He did land a good body shot, but he threw 3 other punches that were way off target.
Laryea looks as if he's got into a rhythm, doesn't he, Colin?
You mean Laryea?
Yep. And Appleby just a little bit concerned here. Ghanaian's got a...
He's not throwing enough punches, is it?
No, the Ghanaian's got a real fixed look on his face. Now comes the jab again. Better round this for Appleby than the second and third. Don't know if he's done enough to win it though.
As I say, I don't know if he's winning it.
It's not been as one-way traffic as it was. Laryea just looks busy, doesn't he, Colin?
He's a decent boxer.
Well, if someone asked you or if you were asked to say who the prospect was, who was getting all the hype, Don't know that you go for Appleby at this moment. Good shot. Larry he looks composed, doesn't he? Lots of time.
He looks confident as well. It just shows you that first opening 3 minutes was very deceptive.
Absolutely. Appleby bangs his gloves together as the bell goes for the end of the 4th round.
I think that's in frustration, you know.
Have you got it, Colin?
I've got the Ghanaian winning.
Some towel waving in Laryea's corner.
Yeah, you don't see that very often these days, do you? When they're flapping the towel like they used to years ago.
They get the punches off and we move up to the side.
I'll tell you who'll be happier in the corner.
Work inside and then on the way out, go out to the side. You can't go back in straight lines. It's good, son. Snap that jab out. Head movement. If we're standing right in front of him, we need head movement. If we're right in front of him. Forward. If you're standing in front of him, you need head movement.
A third of the way through the fight. Appleby needs to do something to turn things around here. Cagier opening this to the 5th.
Again, Appleby's being backed up.
He is.
Although the Ghanaian has not landed too much so far.
No, I just wonder if Appleby's just come through a little crisis here. Just have a bit more time in this round. Being battered by that jab.
But again, Appleby's doesn't seem to be throwing enough punches.
No, he's not too keen to engage, is he? Doesn't want to leave himself open. It was like he got a little rush of blood to the head, didn't he, in the first couple of rounds, and got very, very wild all of a sudden. I think he hurt Laryea, didn't he, with a body shot. And the red mist almost came down.
Oh, it's a good job that left hook that landed on his jaw was a bit of a slap from Laryea. Otherwise, Appleby might have been in trouble, but as it turned out, he rode it well.
After that fairly frenetic opening, pace has just sort of settled down now. Look of steely intent about him, doesn't he, Laryea?
Yeah. Appleby's on the back foot all through this round.
There's only one fighter controlling the centre of the ring.
Although he's not landed too many shots this round either. But how can you give Appleby the round when he's not aggressive enough, he's not throwing enough? And Laryea seems to be quite content with the way things have gone.
Appleby looked a little forlorn when he went back to the corner then as well, didn't he, Colin?
Yeah, I think he's frustrated. Probably by his own performance in the last few rounds. I can't give the rounds to Appleby because he doesn't do enough to win them.
You keep moving the head in front of him. See when he throws a jab ball, and they make him miss, you need to work him. Because see when you're throwing combinations, he can't work with you. You're too flat.
Some action there from the 5th round, not good for Paul Appleby. The other thing for Appleby, Collins, when he's Laryea's taken control of the middle of the ring, hasn't he? And now Appleby has to do twice, 3 times as much work.
Exactly. It's got to be more. It's got to be more aggressive. He's got to land more punches.
Look how much work he has to do now around the ring. Constantly on the back foot here.
He threw about 3 or 4 jabs then, Appleby, and didn't land one of them. One thing they have done, it seems to have sorted the cutout.
Yeah, the bleeding's calmed down a bit. And just made to miss there, Appleby, and then Laryea does get through with a jab. Turned into more of a chess match, hasn't it, Colin?
Yeah. Well, at least he's not taking the shots that he was earlier on, Appleby.
The problem is for him, though, Colin, that he might need to take a few risks to try and get back into the fight. It's then that he's going to get picked off. That was a nice jab there from Laryea.
Well, again, I can't see how you can give this round to Appleby so far.
Well, it's tough, isn't it?
He's being kept on the end of that jab. He's been kept at distance and backed up by it.
There's only one man in control, isn't there, in there, I think? Unfortunately for Appleby, it's not him.
Unless my scoring is crazy, I'm making the Ghanaian win this round as well. And most of the punches that Appleby throws, he manages to block.